Brother Reginald here. I'm going to do a YouTube classic and give you 5 quick tips for a thing. The reason I'm doing this is because I actually found several things pretty confusing when getting into Space Marine 2's PvE leveling pipeline. The UI just isn't that intuitive. I mean, I'm hardly some backwater savage from a feudal world here. I've served my time in the techno fields of a hive city, so if I run into trouble, I suspect other people probably will too. So I'm here to show you how to smooth your level up process in PvE Operations mode. Let's get right into it. Number 1, currencies, specifically Requisition. This is Requisition. It is used to buy or unlock new weapons, new perks on the perk tree and weapon tree, and new cosmetics. You're going to start with around 100 of it. If you dump it all into cosmetics the moment you get into the PvE customization menu, you are going to have a genuinely annoying time unlocking new guns and perks and weapon perks. My advice is to not buy more than one cosmetic set off the heraldry tree when you start. And if you can restrain yourself altogether from purchasing cosmetics with Requisition until a bit later, all the better. Grinding for Requisition is a lot easier when your win rate is higher because your games are easier. Number 2, Mastery, points and XP. Mastery is gained via leveling up each individual weapon by using them on missions. Mastery XP is stored both in the weapon and in the overall tier for that group of weapons. A weapon that is fully Mastery ranked can still apply Mastery XP to the weapon group, so you can just use the sword you want until you get done with that tier, and once you max out your XP in a tier, you can buy into the next tier using armory data. This means you will have to play at least one successful mission on a difficulty that somewhat outclasses your gear in order to advance to the next gear tier. The hardest jump for me was from difficulty 2 to difficulty 3. Mastery points are spent on the weapon tree and affects the entire weapon group. Just buy whatever you want at the time, you can respec anytime. The key detail here is that you only get 1 mastery point for each weapon that reaches max XP, so you either have to use armory data to buy mastery or grind each individual weapon. Number 3, materials, specifically armory data. This is the last key element of upgrading your stuff. You could find these on missions or by defeating Terminus level enemies. Terminus level enemies are things like Neurothropes and Carnifexes. There's no more than one that can be discovered on the mission in 3 or 4 predetermined places on any given mission, so once you find it, you're good. You can get a maximum of 2 per mission by killing a Terminus enemy and finding the pickup. These can be used to bypass mastery grinds on individual weapons, though this doesn't add to the total XP pool of the mastery tier. It does give you mastery points, however. It is also used to unlock the next tier of weapon quality, so if you only have one, please save it until you unlock that next tier for each weapon you care about. The first 2 difficulty modifiers only provide greens, level 3 provides purples, and level 4 provides oranges. Number 4, I already said this in another quick video, but for anyone who didn't see it, I cannot stress enough that if you want to be a big crazy melee guy, buy the weapon with the fencing defense type. It is your solution to high level mosh pits. Your gameplay experience will turn into abysmal dog shit if you end up with a block defense type weapon as you level up. After my video on this, several people wrote to me and told me that they had a garbage experience at around level 10 or so where the game suddenly felt horrible, and this turned out to be because they had picked a block type defense instead of the fencing type defense. Just pick the fencing type defense weapon and don't put it away. You will thank me. Number 5, Inferno is the easiest mission. At difficulty 1, it's a downright snooze, but difficulty 2 has a nice mix of amusement, slight challenge, high success rate, and good XP gain for leveling up your character regardless of your level. Now, I'm not telling you to ignore other missions or difficulties, they're all very fun, but this is the path of least resistance for leveling up until you're very confident in your ability to clear level 3s anyway. Again, I encourage you to explore other missions and have some fun along your way on the level up tree, otherwise what are you here for? This is a video game. However, I just wanted to give you the, oh darn, I'm losing too many games in a row and not getting XP kind of choice. Go play Inferno on difficulty 2, no problem. With that, we're all wrapped up. I hope you enjoyed this very quick little video on tips I wish I had known before I started trying to level up. Honestly, some of this is just an explanation of the UI, but it's genuinely confusing enough that it took me a few good hours and cost me a good bit of Requisition stalling before I realized how any of it worked. Hopefully I've saved you that time and misery. Good hunting, brothers. Thanks so much for visiting. Bye-bye.